The December Comm Day wrap-up in Pokemon Go is going down in a two-part series videos for me because I have two things to share about you. Number one, we have the tips, and then we also have to focus on the movesets and what's most impactful for these Pokemon. If I put them both in one video, it would be an extremely long video, and most of us wouldn't pay attention. So in this video, we're going over the tips, and in tomorrow's video, we are going to check out the movesets to see what is the most effective for meta attackers, where these Pokemon stack up, if they are relevant, and then if there are good PvP Pokemon. So let's get into the tips right now. Welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go! So on Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd, we are going to be having the Comm Day. So it's going to go down from 2 until 5 p.m. both days. But throughout the entire day, after the day starts, all the way until Sunday, you will be able to evolve for the movesets. So for these movesets, I'm just going to put this in here, guys. Reminder that from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m., okay, so only during that 12-hour window will you be able to evolve for both of the movesets. So you have a lot of time to be able to stack up and be ready for this. But what I don't want you guys doing is waiting till the last minute and trying to evolve them all. That's why we're coming out with this video quite early, so you guys can be prepared, and then you can start making a folder with tomorrow's videos movesets and saying, hey, I have this Pokemon, I have this Pokemon, I forgot to evolve this Pokemon, such as me, I forgot to evolve some Pokemon. So I'm going to need to evolve some of these Pokemon to get them to where I need to be so that I can have them all in one folder. I can go through and I can churn them, because there's nothing worse than trying to sift through your bag on the days when you already have a lot going on. It is also the weekend. You might have other family commitments and things like that. So please make sure to be proactive and stay ahead of the game here. Make that folder, put all those Pokemon in here, start now, and be proactive. So for the bonuses of this event, there will be increased spawns. There's going to be 2 times catch XP. There's going to be 2 times catch Stardust. There's going to be half incubator distance. There will be 2 times catch candy, 2 times the likelihood of getting XL candy from those Pokemon if you're a trainer level 31 and up. So we're already looking really good. These bonuses are stacked. Please do not miss out on these bonuses. You have 6 hours to be able to do this throughout the event. Not only that, we are going to be having 3-hour incenses, 3-hour lore modules, which also the holiday part 1 event is going on as well. So while you can have these 3-hour incenses and lore modules, I would suggest that you guys put on 24 hours worth of incense both of the times. So on Tuesday, you can do it from 2, and then you can do it till 2 the next day. And then at 2, you can put another 24 on, which would then change over into the 22nd, which is going to be at 10 a.m., the holiday part 2 event. So then you could have the 24 hours worth of incense and go all the way until Monday at 2 p.m. if you really want to go gangbusters and play a lot of Pokemon Go. And even if there's times where you're like, well, I'm sleeping, well, I'm doing this, I got a little bit of time off. Well, hey, listen, if you are planning on doing some incenses or going out grinding, and remember, if you put on 8, that's 8 hours. If you can get more than 8 hours worth of play, let's say you play 3 for Comm Day, then you have 5 additional hours in the remaining 21 hours to play. And if you get over that 5 hours, you're already ahead of the game. So that's where and how I see it, as opposed to like if I'm going to go out anyway and I'm going to be putting on an incense because I'm walking around and catching a lot, I might as well stay ahead of the curve by putting it on for the cheaper price during the Comm Day. And there's going to be 1 additional special trade made each day, so you have 2 special trades per day. Please make sure to do those. And like I say, even if you guys don't have anything or anyone to do a special lucky trade with, please make sure to just have a friend out there and just trade a random shiny or trade a random legendary, because getting XL candy for over 100 kilometers and potentially getting a lucky one is worth it. And there's a 50% reduction in Stardust costs. So if I would prefer at least be a best friend minimally or maximally, do not go to Ultra Friends. If you're trading a new shiny or a new legendary shiny, that will only cost you 20,000 Stardust as opposed to what normally would have cost you 40,000 Stardust. And if somebody is asking you for something that they don't have, I would suggest that you receive something in return that you don't have so that I can balance it out, because paying 20,000 to give something, you might as well receive something that you don't have as well from the shiny perspective, and then that would balance out that trade and make it an even swap. That's at least how I look at it, for the most bang for both of your bucks, and it can mutually benefit each trainer taking the trade. And there's going to be Pokestop Showcases, which I always suggest that you guys participate on, because you can get these premium lore modules and incenses and lucky eggs and star pieces, especially if you're able to get first place. And the other cool thing about this event is that we will be getting special backgrounds. As you can see right here, these backgrounds are pretty cool on these Pokemon. And it doesn't say that there's a chance that there's going to be a background, it's saying that there is going to be a background. So I'm thinking that every Pokemon will have a background. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. But these backgrounds are pretty cool looking. I mean, for me in the game, special backgrounds just kind of give a little bit of an extra specialty to these Pokemon. Is it necessary? No. Does it do anything for these Pokemon? No. But does it make them a little cool and a little rarer? Yes. And I think that's kind of where we're going here. And that's why I kind of think these backgrounds make it quite fun. So before we get into the spawns, let's talk about the bonuses here. So you have 3 hours each day. So those 3 hours are going to have the 2x catch XP, the 2x catch Stardust, and the half incubator distance. What I suggest doing is going into day 1 with 12 12-kilometer eggs. It's a must for me to go in with 12 12-kilometer eggs because that will allow you to hatch all 12 on a star piece, which will yield you in and around 70 to 85,000 on average Stardust. So by having both of those, then you will be able to start your day with a lot. Do not put those eggs on until the event starts, and you're going to want to use super incubators because those will hatch those eggs much faster. So a regular incubator will be at 6, but if you use a super incubator, it's going to take it even lower than that, and that's what we're after. So it might be cold for some of you guys, so you're going to have to take that into account. So there is the Stardust covered there. Then you're going to want to use 6 star pieces and lucky eggs both days because you're going to be out there catching a lot of Pokemon. You're going to be hitting excellent throws on a lot of Pokemon. And so while this might not be the biggest XP gain, when you're able to catch a lot of Pokemon with excellent throws, it really does start adding up. Because reminder that the 1000 XP bonus for excellent throws will turn into 2000 on a lucky egg that's going to turn into over 4000 with all the other catch bonuses. So please don't overlook this. You catch 5 Pokemon and you guys are over 20,000 XP, which is equivalent to doing 1 raid battle, which could take a couple minutes, and you might have just done that in 30 seconds. So the XP does stack, and this is a great way for you guys to try to gain more XP. And even if you are level 50, please don't slow down the capitalization of XP, because if level 60 does come out and it's a lot of XP, there's nothing worse than looking back on like, man, if I would have popped a lucky egg on all those excellent throws on Comm Day and then all of those best friend bonuses and ultra friends and great friends, man, I could have had so much more XP. And that is the truth. I told a lot of people this in Atlanta and they overlooked it. And now a lot of those people still are not at level 50 XP when they could have been capitalizing and being proactive on that XP. So going into this event also with ultra friends, best friends, and even some great friends, if you're really close to hitting some great friends, that would be optimal to popping during Comm Day on those lucky eggs and totally capitalizing on using all those items. Just as a reminder, you only need 1 incense, but you can take that to the nth degree. So if you guys do want to use a mega to capitalize on some of them, I'm going to suggest some of these megas when we get into the spawns right now. So on Saturday the 21st, we're going to have Bellsprout, Chansey, Goomy, Rowlet, Litten, and Bonesweet. And then at the last 10 minutes of each hour, we're going to have Porygon, Cyndaquil, Bagon, and Beldum spawning. So for me, on day 1, it's an easy one. I'm going after Latios. Reason being, or Latias. Could be Mega Level 3 because it's a Dragon and a Psychic Mega, which means I'm going to be getting extra XO candy for Goomy, for Bagon, and then also for the Beldum with that Psychic type and that Dragon type combination. So that's the one that I would suggest if you have it Mega Level 3 for that. If you don't, I would probably suggest going after a Dragon Mega. There's multiple Dragon Megas out there, but those are the most effective ones, especially if you could do the Latios or Latias and you've been paying attention to my tips. And then on day number 2, we have Mankey, Ponyta, Galarian Ponyta, Swaddle, Tynamo, and Poplio. And then at the last 10 minutes of each hour, we are getting the same Pokemon here. So for me personally, I don't really care about any of those second day spawns that much. So I'm more than likely going to run the Latios again because I like the Dragon, the Bagon, and the Beldum, even though it's only 10 minutes and I'm not going to keep switching back every 10 minutes to go to 50 minutes and 10 minutes to go to 50 minutes. I mean, you could really get down to that if you want to, and you have enough free Mega Evolutions, which you probably could by now if you've paid attention to my tips, or if you don't and you just want to use a little bit of extra Mega Energy for this time, you can. Remember, if you have Mega Evolved 1 Pokemon, is all you have to do to get more Mega Energy without rating for it is just walk it. So that is an option for you guys. But for me personally, that's where I would reside. The only other thing about day 1 is Chansey. The reason why Chansey I would recommend if you want to use some type of normal combination is because Chansey is a great gym defender, especially when it goes into Blissey. Blissey or Chansey are great gym defenders, so you can make sure to go after those Pokemon there. And that would be a normal type, so you could use something like a Kangaskhan, you could use a Lopunny, or something else. And let's not forget about the 2-kilometer eggs, because we get the half incubator distance, and then we're gonna get Comm Day Pokemon from 2023 in those 2-kilometer eggs, which is pretty cool because you can hatch them for 1 kilometer on your infinite incubator. Or if you wanna go a little bit harder, you guys can use even regular incubators. I would probably suggest not using super incubators because it's only 1 kilometer. But if you really wanna go gangbusters, using those super incubators will make these Pokemon eggs hatch amazingly fast. But for me personally, I'm not going to be doing that. But if you want to, you can. In these eggs, we're going to have Poliwag, Slowpoke, Galarian Slowpoke, Togepi, Wooper, Paldean Wooper, Timber, Axew, Chespin, Fennekin, Froakie, Noibat, and Grubbin. So there's a lot of great Pokemon in there if you guys do want that as well. And then let's not forget about the field research tasks. More than likely, it's going to be like catch 3 Pokemon. We'll give you a variation of these Pokemon, and I'm going to give you all the IVs for them. So for the Bellsprout, it's going to be 443. The Chansey will be 537. The Gumi will be 418. The Rowlet will be 453. The Litten will be 443. The Bounsweet will be 201. Mankey will be 499. Ponyta will be 727, as well as the Galarian Ponyta, same one. Swaddle will be 418. Tynamo will be 347, and Poplio will be 483. And let's not forget about the exclusive Comm Day research that is going to give you 1 Rocket Radar, 1 Elite Fast TM, 1 Elite Charge TM, encounters with Pokemon from this Comm Day and previous Pokemon, and more, and it's going to cost you $4.99. So if you do want that, please go ahead and purchase it. So overall, guys, what is going to be the strategy? Really just get out there and catch as many Pokemon as possible, hit excellent curveball throws using the skip animation trick. And one thing that I did discover, I should probably put out a new video here, and thank you to Stormy Sparrow that showed me this. So if you pull over the swipe button as normal, and instead of winding up the ball, if you just grab the ball in the corner and kind of like not directly center, just a little bit over from where you throw it. So if you're throwing on this direction, you would put it in this corner and touch the screen, and the ball will come there. And then if you just throw it like this, it will throw a curveball. So you don't even have to wind the ball up. You'd actually make throws even faster by doing it this way, as opposed to pulling it over, winding it up, and then throwing it. If you just pull it up, put it in the corner, and then throw it, it's going to throw that exact same curveball without having to wind it. And by that, saving that like quarter of a second winding up that ball. I know you guys are probably thinking like, well, that's basically no time. But if you go through the entire Comm Day, and that second will add up over and over and over again, and you are going to be able to catch quite more Pokemon. So that's going to be it for the tips, guys. Please, as a reminder, if you can spin some stops and go in with a Unova Stone and a King's Rock, that would help, especially for the Poliwag to go into the Politoed. And then also don't forget that we need the magnetic lure modules for the Vikavolt evolution. So those 2 things are things to consider. This is going to be the tip video number 1. You guys can see why I'm not going to put the movesets in this video, because it would be quite long. That's going to come out tomorrow. Please make sure to make that folder, put all those Pokemon in there, and then go out there and max out. So thank you guys for being here as always. Love and appreciate you guys. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, participation to X level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.